I feel like now is the time to read all the sad, mystery, spooky, funny, folly books. Wow, that was crazy. Was that crazy? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my August wrap up and my September TBR. Guys, I'm so happy it's September. So the first books that we're going to be talking about are the books that I DNF'd because I feel like I didn't really end up reading a lot in August because I feel like I DNF'd a lot and I was really just trying to still find my way and find the right books to be reading, if that makes sense. But I did DNF quite well. I feel like it's a lot of books, but it's really 4 books. But that could have been 4 books that I read though, but I DNF'd most of them at the very beginning. Only physical book that I have that I DNF'd, I mentioned this before, is Bridge to Haven. And honestly, I just feel like I was just not in the mood. I don't have a perfect reason. This was a soft DNF though. I know there's like soft DNF, hard DNF. This is a book that I could eventually really come back to and read it. So it's definitely gonna stay on my shelf. So I DNF Bridge to Haven. And the other books I DNF were on Kindle Unlimited. We love Kindle Unlimited. I would not be able to read as much books if I didn't have my Kindle Unlimited subscription, so shout out. Right now, we're in between blessings. So the fact that I have Kindle Unlimited to read books first before I buy them physically so I don't have to use more money, it's perfect. But I DNF'd To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christou. And I really wanted to read this book. I saw it on TikTok spontaneously. And I liked the plot and I liked everything they were talking about, the book. And when I started reading it, I just was really annoyed at the characters. It just really was not my cup of tea because both the female main character and the main character were both just kind of angry people. And I didn't really like either one of them. And it's really hard for me to read a book if I don't literally like anybody in the book. It was just it was too slow of a start for me. So honestly, it's a hard DNF. I don't see myself picking this book back up again. And another book I DNF was Grumpy Darling by Alexandra Moody. This is a soft DNF because I remember when I first started reading this book on Kindle Unlimited. My thing is with Friends to Lovers, I understand the guy already having a crush on the girl, but sometimes it really lets me down when the guy already has like this strong like crush on the girl. It's just kind of like, dang, like we just started the book and you are already acting like in love. And I'm like, I don't know, it just kind of like caught me off guard a little bit because it happened so fast. But like I said, it's just another one of those things where I really don't think I was in the mood for a male character that was so down bad. I love a main character that's down bad for a female main character, but I just was not in the mood. I was in like a build-up type of mood and like I feel like it was already there. And it's like I said, a lot of things get DNF because I'm simply just not in the mood. I feel like you guys can relate when it comes to the friends to lovers trope. How sometimes I prefer for them to see like their build up to liking each other, like the transition from friends to lover, but like for, I don't remember his name, but the main male character in this book, he was already like down bad immediately as the book started. And I was like, the same reason I also DNF'd Fake Dating My Best Friend by Leah Blair. It was also the same situation, except I really don't see myself reading this book again. I can see myself going back and finishing Grumpy Darling, but I can't see myself going back and finishing this book. The reason why is because I literally I can't remember it. Like, I don't remember. And again, even with the fake dating trope, can we get some build up? The whole point of me reading this book because I really want to see you guys fall in love or fall back in love or see you. When it comes to romance books, like I really want to see the process. I don't know. Those are the books that I DNF'd this month. So. Okay, but now on to the books that I did read. I'm going to start off with The Perfect Putt by Anna Conwell. I actually think I really like this book. Right now it's saying I gave it a 3.5, but I really think this book was a 4-star for me. I don't know why I did that on the app, but I think this book was really a 4-star from me remembering it because it was just very funny. I am a sucker for a great romantic comedy. I think I just love me a good book that has that romance and comedy aspect and does it well, and Anna Carmel really did it really well. It's just so funny because our female main character, she hates golf, and Miles is like this huge big he's like this golf player, and then she needs a job, and she eventually has an interview to work for him, and then we just get to see, I feel like you see where this is going, you see where it's going, and it was just really good, and it was done really well, and I just remember just having a really good time. And for me, 4 stars, those are books where I just had a really good time. It was nothing like, oh my gosh, soul changing or nothing like that, but I just had a really good time, and I appreciate reading a book and just having a good time. So yes. If All Else Sells by Emma St. Clair, who is a Christian author, by the way. Another book that gave serious rom-com. It's just another one of those books that were simply just funny, cute, and sweet, and this is my brother's best friend. If you're like, I love Emma St. Clair. I've read her books before, but this is like my first time reading it. As you know, I'm rebuilding my reading again, my bookshelf again. Had me laughing. She's actually really funny. I should give this book 4.5 stars because she is hilarious. Actually, it's like they were enemies to lovers in a way, and it's also like brother's best friend, but it was so funny that I forgot that it was enemies to lovers. And it's like Grumpy Sunshine Core. This book, it was Grumpy Sunshine Core, but yes, this book was definitely 4 stars as well. The last book that I don't have physically with me, I read Beauty and the Beast. I like to read what I put on Fable when I added it after I was done, and I just put funny and cute. I loved it front to back. This is not the last book that I read on Kindle Unlimited, by the way. I read way more this month than I thought I did. Beauty and the Beast was definitely more of a enemies to lovers, if I'm remembering correctly. It definitely was. You guys are gonna see a very common thing when it comes to the books that I love. And I'm gonna say funny, I'm gonna say cute, made me laugh. Those are my typical 4-star books. And the last 3 books I just said, if you're looking for cute romances, these are your girls. These weren't specifically Christian romances. There weren't like Christian themes in them, but they were clean. I gave all 3 of them 4 stars. So I should really just sum all the books up like that instead of repeating myself. But bear with me. I'm still learning how to review books. And the last book I read on Kindle Unlimited was Meet Me in the Margins by Melissa Ferguson. And I gave this book, I gave it 3.5. because I did get a little bored at some point in the book, but that's because it was about an editor who's like, she's secretly writing a romance books, and her publishers, they don't support like romance books. They don't think they're like real books, or which is like crazy, right? Like what? But she's secretly writing a book, and then like she leaves her like what do you call it, like her manuscript, and then there's someone starts putting notes in the margins on her editing strip, and then yeah, it turns into a love story, and she finds love in the margins. You know, you really see where the title comes from. The correct word was annotating. Like her manuscript gets secretly like annotated by someone, and then she goes on this journey of rewriting her novel and talking to this mysterious person who's editing her manuscript, and she ends up, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil things, you know. I try to keep summaries really short and sweet, because if I keep talking, I'm going to spoil something. So short, sweet. I gave it 3.5 stars because like I said, I did get bored at some point, and that's maybe because it was like very detailed when it came to like the publishing world. Like I feel like I did like learn some things as well, but I did get kind of bored in between. But I would still definitely recommend this book if you are looking for that rom-com funny vibe. So yeah, I read some good books on Kindle Unlimited this month. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna lie. And as far as the physical books I've read, if you've been watching my reading vlogs, then you already know there's only 2 physical books that I read this month, and that is Happy Place and Reckless. I'm pretty sure I gave Happy Place 4.5 stars and I gave Reckless 5. Wait, no I did not. Hold on. 4 stars. Wait, what? What did I give Reckless? I gave Reckless 4 stars. I feel like August was really just a 4-star type of month. I read just a lot of cute books and it really did get me back into reading. Nothing really wowed me. Oh my gosh, this is the best book I've ever read, but I still read some really good books. And I rated Reckless. It was very hard for me to rate Reckless because it was such a journey and it took me way longer to read this book than I wanted to, which is kind of disappointing. But I got through it and the ending really saved, the back half of the book really saved this book, because when I started reading this book, I was like, this is probably gonna be like a 3.5 star. But it really did go to a 4 star because of the back half of the book. And I'm not gonna spoil anything in Reckless because I don't even know if you read Powerless. So, but if you haven't read this series, you need to read the series. But then Happy Place, I think I actually gave this 4.25 stars simply because this book was way better than I expected it to be. And it wasn't as some people really rate this book like 5 star, 6 star, but to me it was like 4, almost 4.5 stars, simply because I just loved the other elements in this book besides the romance, and I really did like the characters in this book as well. And I'm not gonna sum up Happy Place because I feel like everybody knows every book ever. So that is my August wrap up. Isn't that, like, guys, I just want to throw in that this is my first wrap up on this channel. Let's go. So now comes the more fun part. Well, it's all fun, let's be honest. Books are fun. My September TBR, and I'm still building my fall TBR, but I do eventually want to do a book dedicated to just all the books I want to read, basically for the rest of the year. But for now, I'm choosing 5 books off of this section right here, and that's gonna be my September TBR. Well, my September physical TBR. And I want to tell you guys right now, when it comes to Kindle Unlimited, I read books on Kindle Unlimited very spontaneously, and that's how I really end up reading a lot of good books. And that's how things go. I think that's fun. But as far as my physical TBR goes, I'm gonna show you guys right now. 1 second. Oh, I thought it was doing 5 books. It's very hard to choose, but technically I already started reading this book, so I need to finish that. And then I'm actually not gonna choose that book. And then I needed to read this book. So, priority. So first book we have is Strands of Truth. I actually already started reading this book. I just need to finish it. It is a romantic suspense. So far it's been really good. I just hope I don't get lost in the book, because sometimes when it comes to people writing suspense books and mystery books, they try to make it so they keep you on the edge of the seat. But I don't want to get confused because you're just trying to keep me on the edge of my seat. But yes, this is the first book that I want to read this month. And the next book is Beyond Ivy Walls. This is actually a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I've actually seen a lot of the Christian booktubers I watch on here and the TikTokers recommend this book. So I'm pretty sure Miss Rachel Fordham is a Christian. So I'm really interested to read this. And it says how the scars of life are no match against an act of love. And we love a grump and a sunshine girl. I live for that. I love reading books like that. And then we have A Study in Drowning, which is probably gonna be like I feel like I always pick like a TikTok popular book or just a popular book right now to put on my TBR, just to read it for fun, just to see what I think about what everybody's reading. And that is A Study in Drowning. And I got this spontaneously, and honestly I couldn't tell you what it's about. I honestly could not. I have to remind myself. You know what, I'm just gonna go in it blind actually and see what I like about it. Just look at it, it just looks like fall vibes. So every book I picked, obviously from here on out, it's gonna be fall vibes, so sorry about that. And then of course we have The Naturals, which I started for like 5 seconds and just did not finish. Obviously people say this is Criminal Minds. I absolutely love Criminal Minds, so I think I'm absolutely going to love this book, and I cannot wait to read it TBH. So yes. And then we have probably the book I'm most excited to read. I'm excited to read all these books, to be honest, but this book has been hyped up so much, and I've heard so many great things about this book, and I'm really trying to get into more historical fictions, and this apparently is the historical fiction queen right here. And I know there's gonna be like war aspects in here. I heard it might make you cry, all types of things, and you know what, I'm all for that. And it's pretty thick, but I am really excited to read The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. And I know I said 5, but here's I'm actually filming a vlog right now with this book in it, and it's called A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. It's a very popular Christian fiction book, and I definitely plan to read this month. I actually already started reading it as well, so I just wanted to also add that on there, that I'll be reading. I have a pretty stacked month. I try not to overwhelm myself with my TBR, but I really want to read the physical books I have, because I just feel like it's really hard for me to read the physical books, because when I'm like, I don't know what, because I always start reading, I read spontaneously. That's like my problem. I read spontaneously. So my phone is perfect, and that's why I end up reading so many books on Kindle Unlimited. But I really do want to read my physical books this month. That's a big goal, to be reading my physical books. And I really want to continue to build my fall TBR as well. So I told you guys I love clean romance, rom-com vibes. I really want to read a book that's fall rom-com that's like clean to a T. I love Gilmore Girls. I want to read more mystery books. I want to get into more historical fiction in general. I feel like now is the time to read all the sad, mystery, spooky, funny, folly books. Wow, that was crazy. Was that crazy? So if you have any recommendations for those type of books, please leave them down below and let me know what you read this month. And I will definitely see you guys in another video. Bye.